What's the best meditation to get rid of stress? How our past creates stress for everyone, even someone like Richard Branson. There are so many different types of meditations out there, it's difficult to know which one is the right one, particularly when it comes to something like stress. You may be feeling like you've quote-unquote tried everything, and the thought of having to invest any amount of time into another false hope is stressful in itself. I don't blame you. The fact is, the evidence shows that meditation is a useful tool for stress, but some are going to be more effective than others. We won't be breaking down each individual meditation. If you'd like to do that, you can check out some of our blogs on our website and see what they have to say. What we're going to do here today instead is help you understand what stress is, where it comes from, and from there, you'll be able to make an informed decision for you about what you think is going to be the best meditation for you to get rid of stress. First of all, let's look at what is stress and where does it come from. So first, let's look at what stress is. Stress is your mind and body's response to a particular situation, even before it's happened, impacting you in a physical, emotional, and psychological way. Physiologically speaking, the two chemicals which are released when you are stressed is adrenaline and cortisol. These are your body's natural responses to fight or flight situations. However, when it gets out of control, it can cause all sorts of issues with your body and mind, including anxiety and depression, impacting your focus and clarity, tension and pain in the body and muscles, issues with the heart, blood pressure irregularity, and a higher potential for strokes. This makes it a very serious issue. So where does stress actually come from? But hang on, if it's a fight or flight response, why are we getting stressed more often than not simply by our own imagination? Obviously, the answer is because of your mind. You can think of your body like a five senses camera that is constantly recording everything you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. In other words, your experiences in life into your brain and into all of your cells. As you go through life, it's just continuously recording without rest. The problem here is it's recording the good, the bad, the happy, the sad. It just never stops. This creates tens of thousands of thoughts and emotions that are building up in your mind and body. And it's these tens of thousands of thoughts and emotions which create the imagination that is creating even more thoughts and emotions. It's on a loop and it's running rampant. So when you have a situation in the past that created stress, your body and mind took a picture of it. And so when anything which even remotely resembles it is either happening or going to happen, the stress response in your body sets off. This is literally killing you. Stress shortens your lifespan. Now let's have a look about how stress impacts all of us, even someone like Richard Branson. Everybody knows who Richard Branson is. They know him as the billionaire founder of Virgin. No one would expect a man of such high caliber to ever be suffering with something like stress. But the fact is, he too has a body that operates like a five senses camera. In his book, Losing My Virginity, Branson talks about being a passionate advocate for student rights and once participated in a speech at a university. To quote, he says, "At Stowe there had been a very cruel tradition. Each boy had to learn a long poem and stand up in front of the entire school and recite it. If you made the slightest mistake or paused for a moment, the master hit a gong and you had to leave the stage accompanied by great boos and jeers all round. You were gonged off." Now, Branson is also notoriously famous for having dyslexia, so as you can imagine, this was a continuous and repeated process for him, creating all sorts of discomfort in his mind at even the thought of having to do a presentation. He goes on to say at this situation at the university, while the people prior to him were making their speeches, the memory of Stowe subconsciously was being recollected in his mind, not by his own choosing, it was automatic. Remember, This is Sir Richard Branson, and he went on to say, "I felt the same sickening feeling in my stomach as I had felt when I was waiting to recite my Tennessee piece in the sure knowledge that I would be gonged off stage and loudly booed." Of course, with these feelings and emotions consuming his body and mind, he failed miserably and swept away by the moment. From then on, he has never been comfortable giving speeches or interviews and always gets somebody else to do it for him. The pictures in his body and mind had created the stress and destroyed his potential for speeches and interviews. So how does our past create our stress? As mentioned before, the brain and cells in the body store all of these pictures, thoughts, feelings, emotions, memories, and we are living according to them. We are entombed to the past. If you reflect hard enough, you'll be able to pinpoint the moment in your life where stress first came into your life, and from that moment, that experience overlapped how you saw the world. This is what we refer to as living inside of your picture world. That world of pictures you see in your mind from your life lived that only you have is your responsibility to solve. No one else can fix it for you, and the fact is it overlaps how you see the world and who you think you are. Finally, what then is the best meditation for stress? This meditation here is a permanent solution to stress. Many types of meditations will make you feel good whilst meditating, and some may even over time wash your consciousness over with the new picture world. But this meditation is all about clearing away the build-up from your mind so you can just live as your own true self, free from the stress, pain, burden, and suffering of your own mind. We do this through a method of self-reflection, learning how to let go, and repetition. Over time, your mind will feel lighter, brighter, happier, and most importantly, stress-free. By letting go of those experiences or those pictures from your mind, we become liberated from them, not just while we meditate, but in everyday life. Even Sir Richard Branson, if he were to reflect and let go of the pictures of the past, he would have no issue at all with making a speech, and I'm sure people would be even touched by his vulnerability and sincerity. So what about you? Do you want to keep being a slave to your mind and a slave to the past? Or do you want to take responsibility and take control of your own mind and master your own mind? Let us help you. You can either book a free introduction at one of our meditation centers, or you can join our free guided meditations, which we host every Tuesday and every Saturday. And you can learn how this meditation will be a fantastic solution to your own stress.